Hey guys, today I am bringing you a little Halloween decoration that I created using one of these Stampers Anonymous thickboards. You can pick them up on stampersanonymous.com, and they are still waiving their shipping fees right now for COVID. So you just cut out a piece of paper, you just trace out that thickboard, hand cut it out, and then cut your little circle out. And I cut kind of from the center to the edge, and it never has to be precise because typically I cover it up with some sort of medium. On this one, I left it pink because I decided I wanted the pink to show through. That is Dina Wakley's ultra thick gel medium, and that's just great when you're doing paper crafts. It gives you, just cover it completely with your finger, with a brush, however, a baby wipe, whatever you want to use, and it gives you about a 5-minute window, and it does not warp the paper. She is an artist that uses lots of collage, and this is a great medium to use to stick things down. You could use any glue that you have, whatever your favorite glue is, and just get that kind of circle in there good, just so it lays flat. I never have any issues with that. I wiped off the edges just because I thought I might want to paint the edges, and I wound up not painting them. But the paper I used is the Prima Marketing 31 collection by Frank Garcia, and I used my Barely Arts glue. And I'm very generous with that, especially with glitter paper, because glitter paper is so thick. Again, that's another glue that does not warp your paper, but I kind of wanted a lot to come out like at once, so that's why I used the Dina Wakley for mounting the back piece. I use my brayer just to make sure I get a good, solid, pressed, coverage. And here I used a little paper towel just to not get any glue that might come out of the sides onto the image. And I used that cute, I think they're calling it a journaling card, the Hocus one with the little cauldron. And I wanted to do a little scene with a witch around it, so I used the Sizzix Thin Let's Die Toile and Trouble by Tim Holtz. Now, all of these I had pre-cut out, and I had mounted them to 3mm black foam, and that is the Wandy foam that I pick up off of Etsy. Use plenty of glue to keep her on there, and it also helps you be able to kind of maneuver your image around for, a minute or two. I've got her lined up the way I wanted her, and she's all set, and it just, to me, it looked like a shadow, but I wanted the broom to be completely in the background, like it was in the back of the room, and then have everything else popped up. And I liked the idea of the cauldron, being behind her. I don't know, it gives a nice illusion to the eye. So I used the cat that was kind of like on edge from the set, and I gave her gold eyes. Just use my Tim Holtz. I have a packet of, it's a silver and a gold package of paper, and use the kitty cat, kind of like, magic is in the air, and she's kind of on edge, like what's getting ready to happen. This one, I wanted the star to pop. I didn't want to use the mouse that came in the set, so I cut out the mouse out of some silver glitter cardstock, and then I added a silver star to it because I really wanted it to pop, kind of, just giving that whole magic vibe. The rest of the stars in the background are gold, and it really made it stand out on that pink. You could put whatever you want, and you could probably cut her hand and lower it next to her if you wanted to just have a whole different scene. And she could be stirring. I thought about having her stirring the broom handle in the pot, but I liked the position her hand was in. These are just some AliExpress sequins that I have in pink, and I sped this up really fast because they were so tiny, and they took a little while, but they're a very subtle sparkle to this pink plume coming out of the pot or the cauldron, and it looks really cute. And there's so much going on, you don't really notice everything but it's really it turned out really cute. I'm very happy with it. So these bats also come in the set. So really you need the paper pad and the die set and you're good. And some glue and this little Etcetera board. So cute. Oh, the size of that is that thickboard tag. There's like 5 sizes to choose from. This one is the 4.5 by 8 inch, and it's called the mini tag. And in the package, you get 4 or 5 of those. And like I said, there's a ton to choose from. Here, I'm just showing the black acrylic paint I used. Each of these tags comes with a little circle for the top. I sometimes use them, I sometimes don't. But this one I decided to use, and I didn't have my phone down in the basement with me when I painted that. And I also painted a little black bat paper clip from the Dollar Tree that I showed in my last haul. Now these are Sizzix, let's see, these are by Ranger. They're Stickles Glitter Gel. The color I'm using right now is Dark Matter. And although very cute and adorable on that black, I didn't want those rainbow colors on the tag, so I used Asteroid on the tag. All of these items are available on all of the main crafting websites, your scrapbook.com, your Simon Says Stamp, and that's just a close-up of it and just showing this one was the Asteroid. They also have a clear one that's really pretty. And I showed a little swab of paper or a little strip of paper. I put those gels on the pink, and you can see the dark and you can see the light Stickles gel, and that's how I was kind of deciding what to use on the little circle for the top of the tag, the reinforcer. Set them aside. While I was doing this, it actually dried. So I started off with crepe paper and thought, you know what, I want a little something extra. I really want this ruffle to pop. And instead of using my sewing machine, I used my hot glue gun. This is from the ribbon haul I did maybe a month or 2 ago, and it's like a plastic crepe paper. It is so sturdy. So I really did not want to mess with that on a sewing machine. I'm not a master sewer. I can kind of do a straight line and maybe a curve every now and then. I just didn't want to mess with that. I thought I'd be better off to just have it take a little more time and use my glue gun. All I did was over, under, and glue. Just kind of pull it together, make a ruffle manually, and then glue it. I fast forward, I cut out parts because this was the most time consuming. It's so easy to make these tags. Like, in my opinion, that tag is done, but I just wanted to make it a little bit bigger because the spot I was going to sit it in kind of needed a little bit bigger item. And then I pop them up on a plate stand, and it gives them even more height, and you can, see them better. And what I love about these thick boards is I love to make tags and I love to display tags. But after they sit on your little plate stand or your little easel for a month or 2, they start to bend and warp. So when they came out with these a few years ago, I was so happy because now I can make a tag that stays straight and perfect for as long as you have it sitting out. It also stores lovely because they're so flat and they're such a nice size. So they fit in boxes. You can wrap them up in your bubble wrap, and the next season you come back, they're in perfect condition. And they're really lightweight as well. So here, just working with that, it's like a almost iridescent pink plastic crepe paper. And it was really easy to work with. I was afraid that the hot glue might make it warp. It did not. It's tough stuff, whatever they've made this out of. And I think it's intended for like wedding streamers. Like I said, I got it off AliExpress, and the link is in the huge ribbon haul I made. Here I wanted to show where I went around the corner, just because I don't work with crepe paper a lot, and so I thought somebody who doesn't work with crepe paper might just kind of want to see how you turn the corner on the tag. And the key is to just keep turning your tag and looking at the placement so that you can keep it straight. It stayed pretty straight while I was doing it. And I didn't want it perfectly straight, but I did want it real puffy and whimsical. So I may have stayed on this a little too long, but when you're coming around this corner, you need to remember to give yourself access to pull your string or ribbon through that hole. And I gave myself access, but I could have given myself a little more, but it wasn't a problem. I mean, when you're working with paper and plastic, it's pretty easy to maneuver tweezers and fingers behind stuff to get things out. And I don't have it like really secured down so you can't get behind it. See, I just cut the area away from where the hole is, and then when you're done and you're putting your string or twine or ribbon through, you can get through it so much easier. So just I tried, if it had have broken, it wouldn't have been a big deal, but I tried to keep all of my crepe paper together in one strip so that I didn't have to, piece things back so you couldn't see a beginning and an end. So, but if it tears, because crepe paper is very fragile, if it tears, it's not going to be a big deal. And if it does, I would tear it again and create it like it was supposed to happen that way. So it looks like part of a pattern, which torn up black crepe paper or gray would be really cool on Halloween, since, you're not going for perfection. I think with the pink, you're kind of going a little more glam, but with blacks and grays and oranges, it's, everything's fair game. Make it as creepy or precise as you want. I had a lot of fun doing this. I had been wanting to do this ever since I got the paper in. And so I turn this over and I look and I think, okay, I'm not ready for crepe paper. I need something more. I want more glitter. I want something. So I grabbed that gilt eyelash that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and it's by Yarn Bee. And I have a red one that I picked up. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful for Christmas. So if you're in that aisle and you're looking, the white, the black, the red, oh my gosh, the colors are just amazing. And they typically, in my store at least, have good stock. So on the first round of putting this eyelash trim down, I really glued it down. I did a line. I placed it down well. The second time I go around, I just kind of did dots behind it when I'm running out of hot glue. So I did my little trick that I glue the two sticks together, and then that giant hot glue stick won't keep bothering me while I'm crafting. I picked up that tip, I think, off Instagram. So go through with a second piece, and like I said, I just kind of dot around to get it. You don't want it perfect, and you don't want a bunch of hot glue, so just little dots. And I knew crepe paper was going right behind it. And surprisingly, the back of this did not get as crazy as I thought it was going to. I thought I was going to need to maybe cut out a piece of black paper and cover it, but the place that it sits in my house, you can't come up from behind it unless you're outdoors. So I just left it natural. I might paint the back black, but honestly, it looks fine to me. Once I get the black crepe paper on, it's fine. And again, I did the same with the black as I did with the pink. My only tip is, before you glue it, make sure you have it lined up where you want it. Just do a tiny bit of glue and then look at it. And you still have a second or two to move your hot glue before it dries. And I'm using mine on a warm setting, so it's not burning my fingers. So if you have issues with a hot glue gun that just gets too hot, you may want to sew yours. But, that would be a lot of crepe paper to sew on a sewing machine. So it's pretty much all done. And it was so easy and it turned out so cute. And then I want a little bit more height. So I had created this on a little tutorial where I made my little Frankenstein monster wand. And these little spider webs are from AliExpress, and Scrap Diva had them on last month. And so I thought, oh, those are cute. And you can actually, they have a spot where you can hang like beads from them. You can string them because there's a spot on each side of the web that you can, there's a little hole and you can string things through it. So I put that on there and I thought, it's very, very stark white. It really grabs your eye. So let's just kind of mute it a little bit with these cute little spider web. They're not really charms because they're plastic, but you get and I put that on the back just to kind of give some security to that rosette. They worked great. They slid right in there behind all that crepe paper, and in the pictures you don't see the white spider web as well as you do when you're standing next to it. But I also have it in front of a white picture frame, which could be kind of in the picture causing an optical illusion that it's not there. But this was a really fun project. I always love doing these Etcetera boards, and I don't see that many people do them, and they are so easy to do. Just make sure you have a little plate stand or an easel to pop them up on, or something to lean them against so you can display them. And the little foam ghost right there, when I was at Dollar Tree last week, I ran into Dollar General, which is next door, and I don't ever go in that store. They had a little bag of little foam characters for Halloween, and I grabbed that and some plastic bags, and that was it. It really didn't constitute a haul. So, and it was like the last bag. I thought, well, these aren't going to be available anymore. I shouldn't really show them, if you can't get them. So anyways, the little reinforcer I glued on with a little hot glue. And then I decided I was going to use my black glitter tool to feed through. I was going to use that. That's from Joann, the Bloom black velvet ribbon. But when I fed it through, it just kind of like drew your eye to it. It was just so solid and like there. So I decided, you know what? I need something a little more subtle. I'll use my black tool, or black glitter tool from Michaels, and I just tied it with that eyelash trim from Hobby Lobby. And I mean, it's done. Trim it off, and just easy as that. It's done. It's sitting out and displayed. I put a picture on Instagram. Oh, and I had to clean off my glitter from the tool with my Dollar Tree makeup brush, because why not? It's done. So I hope you guys like this. I hope this inspires you. I hope it encourages you to pick up a bag of those Etcetera boards. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys are having fun doing your Halloween makes and crafts, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.